I'm changing my theory. I don't think he's going to be given a year. There's too much going on. And I'm not only talking about Joe Biden's performance recently, which we'll go into here in just a second. I'm talking about his own party starting to do things. And they've previously done things too that you may have forgot about. We'll bring that up in a second. I think they want Joe gone sooner rather than later. The truth is this. The President of the United States of America carries a big stick. He has a big bully pulpit. What he says matters a lot. He is very much the spokesman of your party. And once you get him in there, maybe you convinced yourself if you were a Democrat, you could get him in there and, well, let's get him some good advisors and we'll keep him in the basement for a while. We'll let him emerge from it. And of course, Dr. Jill will step in whenever he flubs up. But I think maybe they're starting to realize this looks way too bad. This looks way too bad because he's already had these huge screw-ups. And when I say huge screw-ups, I'm not talking about just screwing up his words. He does that all the time, where he looks lost. And you'll see him when he walks. And I'm genuinely not making fun of him, because when you get old, and we're all going to get old, sometimes this happens. And look, things like Alzheimer's and dementia are not things to joke about. In all seriousness, that they're not. But you can see him when he walks, he kind of holds his mouth open like that and shuffles along. He doesn't look right. It's not that he doesn't look good. He's an old man. He doesn't look right. It looks like something's off. And they did something to him. I've never seen this in my lifetime. I don't know if it's been done in my lifetime, but he was doing a virtual Q&A, because they're already starting to feel the heat about never doing a press conference. Why isn't Joe doing a press conference? They're hearing it from people like me. Why is Jill there jumping in? Pipe down. What does Joe Biden have to say? He decides to do a little virtual Q&A. And I'm gonna play this for you a couple times because I want you to watch out for a couple things. But watch what happens when he tries to take questions.
Thank you. And I'm happy to take questions if that's what I'm supposed to do, Nance, whatever you want me to do.
That's real. That's not edited. I'm happy to take questions if that's what you want me to do. What do you want me to do? Beep. Cut. We're done here. And Joe Biden didn't have his finger on the button. Somebody backstage said, oh, no. Cut the feed. He's going to take questions. Cut the feed. And look, if that was one incident, maybe you could say, maybe as Microsoft is updating like Microsoft is always doing. This is a pattern. But there's one other thing. Before I get to everything else, there's one other thing I want you to catch here. And I want you to picture this, because you and I we get desensitized to things. It's human nature. You get used to certain things. We're desensitized to Joe Biden being kind of old and lost and useless and really just kind of going along with whatever. I want you to listen to what he says here again. Listen to this closely.
Thank you. And I'm happy to take questions if that's what I'm supposed to do, Nance, whatever you want me to do.
I'm happy to take questions if that's what I'm supposed to do, Nance. Whatever you want me to do. Does that sound like a man who's in charge to you? Does that sound like the leader of the free world to you? Does that sound like the most powerful man in the United States of America? Look, pick your president you love. I don't care whether it's Donald Trump, Barack Obama, Bush, JFK. I don't care if you're a Nixon fan. Whatever president pops into your mind, could you picture any of them saying, I'll do it if that's what you want me to do? This is not a man in charge of anything. This is a man who should be receiving long-term care. And the best part about this is, because he hasn't done a press conference, even left-wing hardcores who love the fact that he's there and hated Trump and Trump's the devil and let's get in Joe Biden and it'll be glorious, they're starting to get salty about the fact, I don't have access to this guy. Nobody has access to this guy. Remember, I've done interviews with people, with insiders on the White House before, and I've talked to them privately, and they're telling me privately. I always tell you when I get this inside info I can share. They're saying privately, Jen Psaki, we make fun of her all the time, and rightfully so. Jen Psaki, part of the reason she looks so lost, she doesn't have access to Joe Biden. That is the rumor, that she can't get briefed. She looks lost because how am I supposed to tell you Joe's position? I don't talk to Joe. That's how bad it's got. Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.